Alrighty, 372,000 jobs added. Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's the classic as usual. You know, it's like I guess let's see. The markets are moving down a little bit about it. Nothing major, but we'll see how that plays out. There we are. And then let me close that. Close. There we are. So, you know, the markets are really quiet. I would have to say. I mean, that's the way it looks to me. I don't see a lot of noise. I don't see a lot of activity. You know, it just seems like it's just starting to get, you know, just kind of meandering. You know, after the assassination of the Prime Minister of Japan. You know, and the currency there looks really quiet too in many ways. I don't see much action out of that also, which is really curious in its own right. You know, we always used to refer to it as Japan Inc. That was the way we always looked at the Japanese market. So, you know, in many ways, you know, you see the Prime Minister assassinated. Let me throw it up there. Let's see. Can you see it right there? Where do you get there? There's the dollar index. Also, I found a dollar index I can put up there that seems to be very functional in 24-hour and so much more accurate than that. What do they call it? The UUP ETF. So, let me see. Let's go to the currencies. Forex right there. And let's find the yen. There's the yen, and look at it. You know, for a prime minister being assassinated, the currency is barely budging. It's in a daily buy. It had sold off a teeny little bit, and it's holding up very well. So, as one of the traders said to me a couple of hours ago, like 5 hours ago now, what was it? Let me just tell you what the email was. I thought it was very cute. It said something like, Abe's death threatens his weak yen policy. Strong yen translate into dollar weakness. Some think the change will be negligible. Yeah, and exactly. I think the chart reflects that. And I responded back about, well, you know, if nothing else, it looks like Japan Inc. is still intact or still alive, and that's really what it comes down to. Is it didn't budget really more. You would have thought it would have been like this, you know, that type of slide. You know, you would really thought it would have been like, you know, they assassinated the prime minister, and you would think, wow, you know, that should shake it all up. But no, nothing at all. No interest whatsoever. So that is the whole gist of it all, really, which is kind of fascinating. Oh, let's go over to the chat line and see if anybody is saying hi this morning. Dow Jones is down about 78 points. Nothing major there. And on the chat line, just Robin. Robin, did you get that chart? Let's see. I sent over a chart. I messed up a chart this morning. Let me just double check with him just to make sure it's all good. There we are. So anyway, that's like the start off of the day, really, looking at the Japanese yen. Yes, okay, good. I just saw that. I was starting to ring you just to double check it. Now, let's go back to the dollar index. And we found a dollar index instead of the UUP, and it's so much more accurate. You know, it goes into the sell, jumps into the buy here. There's their daily buy, catches that groove, catches the sell. Can't really take the sell because of this, but you can take your profits if you're still long. And then it can't get you in. Does it get you in the buy? Is that where the buy is? I guess that's where the buy is again. And let me just put that in there. There's a buy. So it goes into buy for a day, and then right back into the sell again the following day. like that, even higher than where it was purchased. So that's pretty cool. It's even a win. And then it goes sideways down for a little bit, and then it goes back into a buy here, and goes into a sell here for that nice little slide the next day, which is really cool. And then again, you wouldn't be able to, you're got a weekly buy, so you don't want to really be short that, and then you get this pop here, and there's your win again. It seems to predict pretty well the little pops, and it's trying to go into a sell here as we speak. Let's widen this out a little bit more, like so. And you can see, and let's see if we can get these, make that thicker. There we are. So you can see here it's still holding up very well, and you can see it's in the plus. And so the dollar is still firm, even with a little teeny little red dot thing going on there. The dollar, just like we said yesterday, we really think the, oh, here you go. Here, move this one over more, isn't it? So the buy starts right there for that nice little ride there. And you can't take that short because, again, we're in the weekly buy right there. And that doesn't equate at all. And so let's move that over a little bit. Wow, that's a nice long buy. So let's move that over. There's the buy right there. Remove that. So that's the action. It was in a buy during that whole move there. So this is a much better, much smoother way of following it through the dollar index. Now, it doesn't equate with the, I don't think it equates with the dollar index over there on Dukascopy. It's a CME dollar index, but that's 107. That's that DXY futures contract. And this is the CME dollar index. It's a competing thing. And, the CME trades currencies, lots of currencies. So that's the, I guess that's their form of index at 13,002 or so, something like that. Either way, it does show the direction. It's probably, it's probably a good tool. It's better than watching that UUP, which sometimes can be really pathetic. And it's only 6 hours of trading, whereas this is 24 hours of trading. So no wonder this thing makes more sense. But that's what we're going to stay with for the time being. Save workspace. So now from there, let's drop over to the euro. The euro this morning got very close to the 000 line. You can see the low today is now 1.0072. So it's really on the edge. It's gone down to the par and stopped. You can see we've been in the sell for that whole ride there. Let's get it up on J4X. Janos! Doc covers next week. Next week you'll be off. Okay. All right, Giannis, have a safe and smart week, and I will double check hours beforehand just to make sure I have the connections and so forth. And keep your head down, whatever you're up to. Let's see now. Let's jump over to the euro. There we are. All right, so there you can see the euro, and you can see it on J4X. All that pressure, all the pressure. You can see the green line underneath the dashed line. You can see, tried to flirt a little bit with a plus, but with that red, there's no way you're going to get involved in that. Enjoy the water. Splish splash, I was taking a bath. Oh, there's the numbers coming up on the Dukascopy screen. 372,000. Let's see, what are they doing to the stock indices? Let's take a look at the stock indices. Just really, really quick. Dow Jones Industrial Average is only down 41. They tried to knock it down a little bit. You can see this is an intraday chart. So it got down to about 80, 90 points, something like that. 40 points, about 80, 90 points. And now it's just kind of bouncing around. S&Ps are down 18.5. That's a big move compared to a 50-point move on the Dow. And you can see the NASDAQ or the Tech 100 there is down 110 points. So a little pressure, and that's the way it rolls. Yeah, I'll double check, make sure things are a couple hours ahead of time. This way, if there's a problem, I can contact them and get them to connect it up. If they don't do the sometimes it slips through the cracks. It's the way all these numbers and charts and everything else people can accidentally let things slip through the cracks. Just the way it rolls. No one is perfect. All right, from there, let's jump over to, again, the currencies. We're a bigger fan of the individuals than the index, but now that we have an index that works 24-hour, feel good about that. All right, now let's look at the cable. Right there. See, cable's trying to play with a buy. Guess they're looking forward to, it's lower than yesterday, but it's trying to get into a buy. Still in that weekly sell, though. It's been in that weekly sell so long now that, since back in here, since the 130s area. Love to see that thing get its act together. We always think there's great potential with the great British pound, but sometimes it just doesn't seem to happen. But we'll see. See if that can change gears and get going on the upside. There we are. Now, from there, let's dance our way over to... let's see. Let's go to the Turkish lira. So we're going to look at the dollar Turkish lira first. Right there. Still marching its way up and away in my beautiful, beautiful chart. All right, let's get it up on the screen there. There it is. And you can see there, it's just green, green, and green, and then more green. It doesn't know any better. It just says, hey, hey, hey. But it's at the top of the range. But sometimes top of the ranges, you get all action like that. So it's a little tough there. You wouldn't want to be short here. You just knew that there was weakness coming. It just never came. That's one heck of a thing there. Oy, oy, oy. And so then from there, we go over to, you can see the big, long consistencies with the green. And our math was always over the top for pretty much almost all that run. Yeah, all the way up to there. We got into a sell for about a day or two, I think. And then right back into the saddle again. And we went to a sell on that. So I think this yellow dotted line up here is really like the government may do interesting things. Dance. Get going. Try to invent another concept. I mean, I really was happy with the first one they invented. Giving out free puts. How can you complain when someone gives you a free put? I mean, you gotta buy the gamma. That's for sure. Especially when they're giving you gamma for free. All right. From there, I mean, it's like getting your hedge for zero. So right there. Now let's take a look at the one that I think is much more active, and that is the Euro Turkish lira right there. You can see the pressure that's on it. It's been going up, but not really gaining that much. The weekly is fooling around with the time manifold, but still holding into that weekly buy. Let's check her out over here, over on J4X. Over here, over there, the Yanks are coming. Yes, indeed, right there. There's the euro right there. It's trying to push up. This is Euro Turkish lira pairs trade. So this is just kind of inching along, doing its little dance. Can't get into the red, but you see the green line pierced underneath and is trying to get back up again. It gives you the feeling like it wants to make a run. That's what it feels like. Labor force participation in May was 62.3. Labor force participation 62.3 in May, and in June it was 62.2. So somehow or another, their unemployment rate holds at 2-year low. So it's just kind of sitting around doing nothing for the amount of bodies working. Now they've made new lows in the stock indices. Let's go back and look at them for a second or two. There it is right there. There's the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Trying to make... Oh, okay. They still have to take this out. When was that? That was towards the European Open. Right after the European Open, this thing found a way to climb. Now it's finding a way to sell. Let's see how the S&P 500 looks that way. Oh, yeah. They've taken that low out. I think they have. Wait a minute. It's a scrunchy. Oh, yeah. They took out the European Open. Easily. Oh, yeah. Smack-a-doodle. It's smack-a-doodle time. It's smack-a-doodle time. Oh, look at that with the Tech 100. Ooh. Down now $1.72. It was down 105 or something like that before. And I am sure that is doing the smack-a-doodle time too. There's the European Open right there. So it's like, okay, when in doubt, sell. Run, Forrest, run. All right. And that is that. Let's see, where else do we got to go? Remember, traders, today is TGIF. Doc loves TGIF. It's the end of the week. I don't have to think about the markets for 2 whole days. It's like, woo, woo. And we'll see what they do for a Friday. You can. Let's go to the daily on this thing. Just a real quick look on the S&P 500. And the S&P 500, right? Where are you? Right. It's around here somewhere. There it is, right there. So there's Monday. Well, we were closed Monday, so there's Tuesday. So the close on Tuesday was 3,830, 375, and we're not far away from being unchanged for the week. We're at 71 versus 33.75. Now Friday it settled at 27, so that would be another 50 some odd point, 40. So it'd be 44 points more down, and it's already down. Let's go take a look again. It's down 33 points, so that would be like a 70 some odd point drop for the day. And we'll see if this thing keeps on leaking like the little rowboat that it looks like it is. Just a little leak in there, just trying to push down. It's summertime blues, so there's not a lot of enthusiasm in building positions. At the same time, there's a lot of enthusiasm to protect portfolios. Who needs to have a rotten summer? And if they do a slide and you have to go find that 5 or 6%, I would think that there's a lot of calls being sold and a lot of puts being bought with the premium from those calls. Get those collars on, go into stasis, wait till the end of August, and then you got the election start to really heat up. Then you could do the buy on rumor, sell on news thing. It looks like they're going to win 70 seats. Can you imagine if they start talking about winning 75 seats? 75 seats where we're at now would be 91. We would have a veto-proof Congress. It would literally make the president a daytime visitor to the Oval Office. There'd be so little stuff for him to do. Instead of spending 3 days to 4 days in Delaware and 2 or 3 days in Washington, he would probably just stop in on Monday morning or Wednesday. Maybe I knew traders that used to go to their summer house and just go hang out show up at the office for Tuesday or Wednesday, have a nice lunch. We'd go meet up. I'd go up to New York. They'd come down to New York. We'd go find one of our favorite 4-star restaurants and have a wonderful lunch, and then go back to the beach. I mean, that was pretty much the way it played out, So that's pretty much this time of the year that happens. We go, or what we used to do is eat at the what was it? What was that club? The Friars Club. We'd eat at the Friars Club. It was right around the corner from us, and the head of the company was a member, so we'd go there and eat, things like that. So at this time of the year, it's kind of like fancy lunch time, that's what that is. All right. From there, what do we do? We go over to back to the currencies, and from there we're going to go to the Canadian dollar. See what the Canadian's doing. Canadian's still holding up. Oh no! Look at that. It's popped up, but look at that. They're flirting with the daily sell number. We got this weekly like ripping. So if nothing else, it's not a short. That's for sure. So we'll keep an eye on that. Maybe by the end of the, they're gonna have to pick that up even more. I got to get that. Look at that. That thing is right underneath there. It's pushing it. And then let's check it out over here. And I guess that's that example. No, you know, that's not the example. Because I was going to say, I think oil is up, not down. So let's get the Canadian in there. Right there. And then let's check out oil. Whoa, what was that? That's not right. There we go. Earl. There's Earl. Now let's take a look at the October contract, just real quick. There's the October contract, holding up by the hair of its chinny chin chin. So it's firm. You would think that it's, I guess it's just only been up a day. Yesterday was a nice move, but it didn't get you in the buy, and today it's trying to get you into the buy, and we're still in that weekly sell. So this is a real mixed bag of tricks, as we would say. And there's your August contract. Something's wrong there. What's up with that August contract? Let's see if we can fix that. Move that over like so. You can see it's trying to lift up here a little bit. Let's do this. Let's take a look at that contract again. I want to fix that contract. What is that? August. So that's Q. Q right there. Edit. Something's wrong with it. Load. Let me go find that right there. And let me take a look at the August contract and double check if that's right, because that doesn't make a lot of sense. Augie doggy. Yeah, see, they got the wrong low in there altogether. It's making it wacko. So let's fix that. So the low is really like there it is. That's better. I could have sworn I fixed that this morning. I hate it when I close something and it does that. Alright. Alright, let's double check that again. I think we got it fixed. There we are. That's better. And it will fix. It should fix it now. When I got to go to the exchange to make sure that the prices are right, like in the TV show. Yeah, that's how it was. We had the red and the greens yesterday, and the low was down way much lower, and the open was down much lower too, I think. And so you can see here it's trying to lift up. That's why we have the green line in there this morning, which makes more sense. Now this here though, you got 4 weeks now in a sell, so that pressure is not being alleviated. In other words, it's consistently hanging in here, and it looks like oil wants to lift up. You know, it looks like that's what's trying to go. And then when you go back to the currency, and you see the Canadian, you know, it's kind of, well, you can see it on J4X. Oh, there we go. We just went red now on J4X. One moment it was green, now it's red. You know, it's trying to roll over just like we are already below the zero line. So it's trying. It's, you know, giving it that little push there. Ooh, T. So from there, what we do is we go and we look at gold. And we look at the South African Rand. So we're seeing the South African Rand, right? I just saw it right there. So there's the South African Rand. It's going up. I would have to assume that gold is going down. Let's take a look and see. Down, down, where she goes. No one. Yep, look at that. All kinds of red. It's red, red, red. And let's check her out over here. Boy, I tell you, I saw silver last night looking stern and strong, and there was a finger in it. You know, Robin was saying to me, there's a finger in it, check it out. And next thing you know is it finds a way to go low. And you can see here it's down, not a lot, but a bit. You know, it's not pressing hard, but it is pushing down. And so, let's see, was it 1739? Yeah, okay, 1738, something like that. 36. So, you know, the pressure is on the gold. It was down much lower. Isn't that hard to believe? You know, isn't that, you know, I keep on scratching my head about the fundamentals. You know, I mean, how they've taken these fundamentals and just wiped them out. You know, here, one of the largest nations in the world's prime minister has been assassinated. And they have an economy like, you know, their GDP is about a little bit smaller than China's or right around it. You know, and you would think that they'd buy gold or something. You know, you'd think they'd be stepping up and purchasing it. It seems so odd all the time that this stuff doesn't have much. I guess that's why it has that big long tail. You know, it did have an effect, and now it's, you know, trying to roll over more. So what was the low today? 26. So it was down $10 more. All right. From there, we'll go over to the South African Rand again, right there. And you can see that's justifying why it tells us, you know, this currency is really good at predicting the direction of the metals complex. Alrighty, let's put it up on JForex and then we'll go over to the next one, which will be the actual product of the day, and that is the Japanese yen, you know, what everybody's concerned about. There it is right there. Lots of green. Lots of green. He had a former prime minister, Shinzo Abe, longest serving prime minister in Japan history. All right. So from there we jump over to the yen right there. Dollar yen is just moving on the same policy. Japan Inc. still fine, still functioning. Put it right there. See that strength in there. And that is the that's the end of the dance, I guess you could say, right there. It's just, oh, wait a minute. The household survey loss. Ah. Small businesses and self-employed people are failing, seems like. So household, the household numbers were really odd. Wait, I think. Okay, they're saying 1.9 now from the Atlanta Fed. They just moved it up a bit from the 2.1. See, that's what we were talking about a couple days ago. They're going to take these numbers, they're going to start internalizing them more and more and more and try to massage them to try to figure out exactly what the GDP should land at. And so, you know, so we've gone from zero, no more than like a week ago, to minus 1 point something, down to 2.1. Then now we're going to 1.9. So what they're doing is they're slowly massaging the GDP number, trying to figure out exactly, you know, where it should go. And then let me just show you what the stock indices are doing. You can see they're doing a cute little bounce right now, right there. They're all doing a little turn up. Dow's only down 55 points, and the S&P 500 is only down 19 points. And this was down almost 200 points. Now it's down. This is the Tech 100 was down. Now only down 118 points. So again, these are all background noises at this point. I don't take a market serious anymore unless it's dropped about about 3.5%. Then I start to think, okay, now I'm starting to, that could be a new trend. But anything less than 3%, 1.5%, 1%, 2%, to me is just noise. A lot of noise, but it's noise. 1% is nothing. So pretty much. A homemade gun, unfortunately, took out the prime minister. So I guess a homemade gun is, I guess, trying to stop people from buying and selling these things doesn't seem to work, does it? Let's see. Back to the currencies. Let's jump over to the Mexican peso. It's been hanging around the 50 percentile. Let's see, where is it at right now? Where is it at? Right there. There we go. And yeah, it hit for 3 days. It's been playing with the 50 percentile, almost 4. Now it's kind of stalled out. You can see it's trying to go back into the sell again. So we're seeing that pressure. But again, look at the weekly. The weekly is not surrendering itself. It's very firm up in here. So gun control doesn't seem to save everybody, does it? I don't know why they keep on thinking it does, but that's the name of the game at this point. So that's the Mexican peso, and that's all the currencies. And let's just take a look at the dollar index again and see how that looks. There we are. And that is that. Anybody care to see anything particular? Let's see. I mean, before you know it, the Dow will be plus. All right. From there, we slide over to the energy sector. Okay, right there. Now that's gold. And gold is trying to get plus. It's actually trying to get plus. Now let's take a look at the silver. Silver had knocked itself down. Now it's trying to turn back up. And look at the weekly. It's not the weekly, the daily. The daily is trying to get through the plus side. Very close. Weekly, they can't get their legs in that thing either. There just doesn't seem to be any... There's no conviction when it comes to the metals market. No conviction whatsoever. And it doesn't seem like it's going to change any. It seems like it's going to stay this way for a while. No conviction for the market to own the metals complex. All right. And a lot of it could be literally because of the strength of the dollar. The dollar is so strong, you got to assume that some of them are shorting the metals complex against it. So their long dollars are trying to hedge their long dollar by shorting metals. Because usually when the dollar goes down, the metals go up. That's usually the recipe to it all. I mean, let's just show you real quick here. But, you can see here, here's from June. Let's do this. Here's silver. So from basically where it went into the weekly sell back in the middle of April, and then we go and look at gold right there, or not gold, the dollar index itself. Where's it at? Right there. So in the middle of April, you can see here it went into a buy well before that even. And it went into the buy in the middle of March and just kept on marching up. And then let's go back to the metals complex. And there's gold. There we are. So you have that spike in March, and it starts to move down in gold. And then look at the dollar index. It's like the reverse of that. Matter of fact, what's interesting is it starts bottoming in February and catches that whole ride up. I mean, not, it bounces around a little bit in here, and then you get into a buy again, and then then you get into a sell, and you get into a buy, and and so forth and so on. And that buy goes over to there, I think it is, right there. And just that one little sell, it goes right back into the buy the next day. And catches this nice ride again. And the sell, you can't take the sell because we're constantly in that weekly buy. So they move in reverse directions. So I guess you could say the reason we're seeing the metals so weak, even more than it should be, is probably because of the dollar being so strong. I mean, that's the whole thing. And they want dollars. There's some fear of something because they want dollars, and no one's rejecting it. Well, the central banks work so much in unison together, it's hard to see anybody reject that, of course. All right. No one seems to want to see anything particular. Let's keep on marching along. And from the gold, we went to the silver, right there. And from the silver, and you can see that same thing, the March peak, never changing again from that. It was a lower high. And then from the silver, let's jump over to the copper. It was trying to get into a buy today, and it still is. But that weekly is going on very strong and consistent. And we said yesterday that wouldn't be surprised we saw the copper get up into the 70s area. And then from there, let's take a look at the platinum for the week. Right there. I think we're supposed to be in another month, though. I could have sworn I changed that. Activate. Let's see. That's April. So we have to add the symbol. PL. I think the most popular contract right now, or most actively traded contract right now, is, I thought it was something like January. Let's just take a look and see. Platinum. Yeah. No, it's the October contract. Let's go to the October contract. So, look up. And it's Halloween. Let's find the Halloween contract. Oh, it's futures. It's right there again. PL. Look up again. And there's the V's. There we go. Here you are. There you go. Now that daily buy went in here. You got your little pop out of it, and that's what that's Monday. No, that's Friday of last week. And what are we missing? How we have to change this. There's the platinum. Now, why isn't it updating yet? Oh, they may be not trading it. So it hasn't started yet. That's hard to believe. Let me just check the exchange itself. Exchange has it unched. It's not trading yet. It doesn't start until a little while from now, I guess. Interesting. So, it's going to be unchanged pretty much, probably right around there. I see a bid and ask quote. Looks like it's going to be that to down $3. So it closed at 71.30. Yesterday's high was 68.70. So it got up to the week and installed. Did gold do that? Let's check out gold. Nah, gold has been beat hard. Like a rented mule in Death Valley. So that product closed at 1801, and it's got a shot at closing in the 1730s. So it's a 63-point drop for the week. Wow. Real push down. All right, from there, we've done the metals, so let's go check out the energies. So we'll put up, there's crude. Let's go to the back month. But they're both looking kind of firm here right now. And let's on J4X, let's put up there the Brent. There's Brent. Brent is trying to lift up. You can see that nice green thing going on right there. You see the green line going through the dashed line. So we're seeing some strength in there. And same thing here. Unfortunately, our weekly is still anemic. You know, it's kind of weak in there. Let's see what the back month looks like. There it is. Still not moving anywhere near. Is that a minus or a plus? That's a plus. So this is 3 weeks, the back month. And the front month is 4 weeks. So they've been putting pressure on this product for a while. And it doesn't seem like anything wants to change out of it either. So from the oil complex, let's go check out the nat gas. Right there. Definitely firm, that's for sure. We went into a buy yesterday. But again, we're in a weekly sell. Let's check it out over here on J4X. Right there. Same thing. It's moving up, showing strength with the green line above the dash line and 2 green hinky-ashky. So matching with our green dots. So the pressure on energies, you know, I have a hard time believing that the ranges can change too much. It's going to be like about $30 wide as far as I'm concerned. So we've just seen the top a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago or so, and now we're going to. I think we've seen the bottom for a short period of time, and it'll probably try to play back up again, and then from there, you know, you'll see, we're rolling over again, unless there's some type of major calamity, besides a semi-almost nuclear war going on in Central Europe. From there, we'll go over and take a look at European natural gas. We have our fingers crossed, but with the strength we see in the U.S. market, instead of being in the fives, 5.8, 5.9, we're now trading at 6.2. So unfortunately, I bet we're touching the 28 here. Yep, just touching it. 28.00 to 28.04. So we're moving in the more expensive range, unfortunately. And then from there, we'll go over to what they're doing with the oil they put in the automobiles, the fuel in the automobiles. And as you can see there, it's on its second week in a sell, and it's been in a daily sell since like right here, and sloppy, but it's what it is. And I guess what we'll see is, it's been in the sell since there, going all the way down, and the thing hasn't popped back up, and we're just seeing some strength there. But I kind of think that we're going to see the oil, per gallon here in the United States stick around this area, 450, 475 to 5 and change. I know there's the western states and Hawaii. I don't know if that. I'm assuming the reason they pay so much more is because they don't have the refineries anymore, so they have to truck it in. So they've removed all the refineries, but they still use the product, which seems odd to me. But it's all in the fives, almost $6 a gallon out there. All right, from there we will drift over to. We've done the energies, we've done the crude, and so forth. And now we'll take a look at, and we did the metals. So at this point in time, we'll take a look at the stock indices individually. So there is the Tech 100. You see, it's just going to bounce around today, play noisy things, but it's well off of the Friday close. Good solid winning week. But we're in a weekly sell. Our daily buy gave us an inkling not to be short, and sure enough, it was the right decision, of course. Not making any real money off of the bounce, though, because we're in that weekly sell. All right, now from there, let's do this too. We can go check it out on there it is right there, on the intraday itself. It's smooth running, that's for sure. And over on J4X, the Tech 100 right there. You see all that green just like our work, and just pushing up. All right, from there we will drift over to the S&P 500. Let's put that up there. And you can see, it's come off this nice low in here. Had a nice push up. And looking at it on a daily basis, right there, you see the strength in that too. And let's see. Then from there, same situation, been in a daily buy there. It's holding up pretty well. It closed at 27. It's trading at 87, so it's 60 points up. That's pretty good. But again, the weekly's been in that sell since here. Has no interest in straightening out. And then from there, we drift over to the granddaddy of them all, and that is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And it's been buy since right there. Let's move that over. Let's see, just double check that. It is a minus, isn't it? Do we have these things right? No, I guess not. No, here we go. There we go. That's better. So that's the buy. There's a sell. And you can see we're in a weekly sell here, and it's just not, it's not lifting. It's doing a half decent job. It's trying to turn up, it's trying. Just remove that and put the line in there. There we go. And there's that pressure right there. So it's pressing down pretty well. And it doesn't look like there's any whipsaws this week. It's been higher highs straight through up. We'll see today if this generates some type of signal. Let's show you what we look at when we're looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Let's put it right. Open this up right there. I'm going to just take a look at this. This is what I look at the end of each week. This combination. And it wouldn't surprise me if today could be one of those days where it gives us a green bar, for green dots, as we used to refer to them as, which was totally different than these dots here. So we call it a green bar. We might get a green bar out of this today. I don't think we have it any other day of the week. And you can see that weekly has been pressing since there, just like it did there. And it just, I don't know, it's just curious. And you can see, it's lower highs when we contract this. You see it keeps on making lower highs. We're just not getting any legs on the upside yet. There we go. Let's close that out. All right. From there, that's the stock indices. There's one I want to go check out. We have not looked at in a while. And that is the Russell 2000. I saw on the chart, on the list here, that we had not replaced it too. So let's get that done too at the same time. That's the June contract. We haven't looked at it that long ago. So we haven't looked at it in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. Let's see, where's the symbol there? M2. M2K. There's a September. And let's put December in there since we're here. There we go. And then close. There we go. Let's check this out together. This used to be what the NASDAQ was. And you can see we've been in the sell since up in here. And it hasn't changed any. And you can see it went into the daily buy there, and we're popping up. And look at that. This is really flirting with the weekly buy. That's pretty cool. We're really starting to see some positive action in that. So if they're willing to buy these speculative stocks, these are the most weakest of the stocks indice. Just tells us that there's still a lot of bottom fishing going on. I heard a story this morning that they said that the techs with the most cash liquidity and so forth that can pay dividends are being bought up. They said that they're starting to see them being bought. So that makes some sense to me. And this is a classic. We usually look at it once in a while. The Russell 2000 is what the NASDAQ or the Tech 100 was a long time ago, back about 15 years ago. You know, and it's full of the low cap companies that are, you know, high charging. You know, in other words, they have potential to go somewhere, but they got to break into their particular market share and, you know, get into some type of control and get some earnings going. And so that's the way we look at this particular index, the Russell 2000, is when this thing's starting to lift, it says to me that the speculation is coming in. And as you can see right there, let's save this. As you can see, it's over the weekly number. Oh, don't want to do that. Cancel. We just want to save it. Save workspace. Save workspace as. There we go. So compared to the other indices, you know, where you can see the NASDAQ is minus, the S&P is minus. They're all lifting up, though. They are trying to lift. And the Dow Jones Industrial Average, same situation. It's higher than the last one, but it's still minus. So that shows us what money's really thinking at the moment. They're thinking, let's step up and buy some cheap stocks and see if they pop a little bit. And that's what they're doing there now. And you can see, did the same thing about joining into the buy. And I guess if they'll take out this high and then go do this high, whereas these other stock indices have not been able to do it, maybe they'll start to follow through. Now, over here, you can see the same thing going on with Bitcoin. You know, since it trades like an indice more than it trades like an alternative investment. And that's the curious thing, is we don't see the Bitcoin itself, becoming independent. It seems to be following. So Bitcoin joins stocks up. You know. Here we are. See, going up. Going up. There we are. Just send that. That should be the title. So, here we are. Watching these stock indices go up, find ways to get going, and we just need some love in the Bitcoin. Look at it. It's been in a weekly sell all the way back into here, up in the 40,000 area. So there's a lot of pressure there. Lots of pressure. All right, I think that's about it. All right, traders. Everybody have a safe and smart weekend. We had a short 4-day week, so it's been a lot of fun here. And we will catch you all on Monday, TGIM. Thank goodness it's Monday. And I guess all I can say is arrivederci. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, later, traders.